Okay, well, that's going to be the start of Smoke or Fire. It's time now for our weekly segment where I give Kipper some rumors and some notes we've been hearing in and around the NHL. See if there's anything to them. We call it Smoke or Fire. Pretty simple. Smoke means not much there. We're okay. Fire means it's legit. You ready, Kipper?
I'm ready.
Jesse, you ready?
I'm ready.
Canada, you ready? We begin with Connor Bedard. Smoke or Fire, the Canucks should tank for Connor Bedard.
Well, will or should?
Both.
Okay. No, smoke.
Smoke.
I don't see what they've gone through in the last 6-8 weeks, especially Jim Rutherford, his comments, the challenges on his head coach, the system, all of that. To pull a 180 now and wash your hands from the disappointment of the expectations is not realistic for me. And I don't see the Vancouver Canucks turning around as early as after the Christmas break and all of a sudden starting to mail it in. That is not what I see moving forward.
Here's the comparison between Bedard and McDavid in their draft years, if you're wondering what he is doing for the Regina Pats. Pretty impressive. Now, you said will they tank for Bedard? That was smoke. Should they tank for Bedard?
If they do, then a lot of people should lose their jobs, because that's not how you set up going into the season, and the decisions that you've made and the contract extensions to Miller, Brock Besser. Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of mixed signals are you sending everybody?
All right, let's stick with Vancouver, and they might have been smoke signals, Kipper.
Yeah.
According to Elliot Friedman's 32 Thoughts, Elias Pettersson is the only untouchable on the roster, which makes everyone think, what about Quinn Hughes? Smoke or fire, Quinn Hughes is not a part of Vancouver's future.
Yeah, that's smoke. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. Let's not forget that he signed recently a 6-year, $47 million contract. So if this is going to start going south on Quinn Hughes, it's not happening in the foreseeable future. I think you got to start focusing with Pettersson in terms of he's got a better chance of moving on from Vancouver.
He's only got 1 year left on this deal.
He's only got 1 year left on his deal. I'm sure he's evaluating what he sees and whether or not he wants to put his name on a long-term deal with a bit of a circus act going on right now in Vancouver. And that's the challenge, is convincing this guy that he should remain an untouchable for many more years. This guy's in a lot of control here, with a chance to re-sign on an extension as early as July, or waiting it out, taking a qualifying offer of roughly $8 million and then pushing on in unrestricted free agency. He, to me, is... I'd worry more if I'm a Vancouver Canuck about Petey leaving than Quinn Hughes.
Interesting. Last week, Jesse and I were in here working early upstairs, 3rd floor, and Nick Kypreos was trending in Canada, and it was because of a story that you had inked on the future of William Nylander. Now, coming off the 30-goal season, looks on pace to do it again. He will be in the final year of his contract, like Pettersson, at the end of next season, which means extension talks could heat up this summer, smoke or fire. The Leafs won't be able to afford a Nylander extension.
It'll be really tough. When you look at the small kind of steps into a salary cap, in a couple of years, they're projecting an $88 million. By then, you would have to have inked Matthews and Nylander. The thing is right now is that, the elite status now, he's gone to another level. I think he's put himself in conversations with Pasternak, with Panarin, and some of the better wingers out there. Johnny Hockey in Columbus.
I'm a big fan, but that's a leap, is it not, to get to that level?
He's on pace for 40-plus goals and 90 points.
Right.
That's where he's at. And keep in mind that if, in fact, that the Leafs are able to win around here, he's going to play a big part of that.
Yeah, he did
that
last year.
That alone would put him, I think, north of $10 million. If they lose in the first round, all bets are off. right? In terms of where you need to go with this nucleus and who's in charge in making these decisions moving forward. But no question, if they win the first round, he's going to put himself in a position to get a real nice pay raise.
All right, a couple more rapid fire to fit him in here. Tage Thompson has been on fire. We've been saying that we need to give him a little bit of love on this show.
What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, so smoke or fire. Tage Thompson is a 50-goal scorer.
Tage Lemieux is what we've been calling him.
Unbelievable, some of these moves.
And Bourne show. And I love watching this guy. You know, there are poor man versions of Mario Lemieux, and I think he fits the bill. And every once in a while, there's a one-timer up the top of the circle that looks like a little bit of Ovechkin and Stamkos. He's just been a treat to watch. And, yeah, if he stays healthy, I don't see him slowing down anytime soon.
Every goal
silky mitts.
Every goal.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's just that range and the ability and to move laterally. It's been fun to watch.
All right, one more for you. Cale Makar made headlines last night when he convinced the referee that Matt Barzal did not trip him, leading to a penalty call being overturned. He declined the penalty, Kipper.
Yeah.
1st and 10. Avs went on to win 1-0 in a shootout. But Kipper, as a former player, smoke or fire, Makar's teammates were like, what?
Yeah, I don't know about his teammates. Like, we're talking about a guy that's you got people reminding of Bobby Orr. I mean, you really want to, as a teammate, this is the guy you question me. You question 18 other guys.
Yeah.
Don't mess with this guy.
Yeah.
But I think his gut instinct was, you know, there's 18 cameras in the building. Someone's going to say something about this not being a legit penalty and I milked it, or, you know,
He said after he's not going to do it again.
Yeah, maybe. I could see that as well. Like, hey, listen, I'm busy playing Bobby Orr here. I can't do your job and make calls as well. So, yeah, maybe a one-off there.
Yeah, Ovechkin did it before. We've seen it a couple of times in the past, but definitely, I called it peak Canadian. Like, that's a good Canadian
All
line,
honest.
Right? Yeah, all honesty. No, he didn't get me. Kipper, appreciate you dropping by and
Always,
doing this
guys.
with us.